Good evening and welcome to the SRL Round 3 GR86 League from Oulton Park circuit without Britain chicane but with Hislops. Here I am, James Parfitt, going to be joined in the booth by Daan Pepels as always. Thank you. Welcome in JPBroadcasting. I feel sorry for all these guys having to race against the real Jamie Dingle. Yes, aren't we all? And Jesnet as well. Thank you so much for joining in. Toxic Munchkin as always. Evening, and I entertained doing well tonight. Got slow. Never mind. I'll understand that when we go round. But there's Dan behind it in the background there as well. Dan, welcome in. And thank you so much for joining me, bud. How are you? No, I just couldn't translate that message. It said evening, ENT doing well tonight. Got slower since Saturday practice. I don't know what the ENT is supposed to be. Maybe. I don't really know. Maybe. Possibly. Yeah, maybe. Right, we've got just about enough time to have a look at the current championship standings in this league. Currently at the moment, Jack Johns is on first in 53 points. Eric Ronneberg second on 51. Dan Mould third on 50. Arthur Ferdle 49. John Brown 45. Mark Brown 44. Jono Johnson 43. Craig Waters 42. Daniel Wareham 41. Derek Carver 30. Roger Morton. Alan McCain on 37. Chris Barnes on 36. Ryan Dudley down in 14 for 28. Eugene Weber on 15. Alan Brown on 23. Daniel Lewis on 22, and Fraser Garrity down behind that on 18. Then we've got Anthony Meyer on 17, Jamie Dengle on 16, Alexander Longo 14 with Richard Flutie on the same, Stuart Gibbons on 13, David Smith on 12, Elliot James on 10, Callum Milam 9, and James Bostock down on 7 points. And it should be an exciting one here. They haven't got the first chicane in Britain, but we do have Hislops. So going to bring a different dimension altogether here this evening, I think, Dan, on this one.
Open at the top two, as you see David Smith, venturing off, trying a new route in the circuit, driving the opposite way.
Well, you know, if all in all is what it is, he's got to give it a good old go there. I just have to see what's going on. Jesnet
try different lines.
Yeah, different lines does not necessarily mean you're going to be running off track, though. So, you know, but we come to the end of practice before we go into qualifying. 10 minutes or 3 laps of qualifying, and we've got 20 minutes with a reverse grid on the back of race 2, for race 2, I should say. As we can see, Chris Barnes is currently out on track at this moment in time as well. So it's really going to be an exciting one, I think, here tonight. And hopefully these boys should put on to a show. Hey, we know here, Dan. Never mind, sorted now. Oh, good. Thank you so much for that. I tell you, these abbreviated messages this evening, guys, are going to kill me at one point. Come on. Let's get full sentences. We all speak English, I'm sure. Jesnet. Hey, we know here, Dan.
Well, I know the struggle, mate. Once English isn't my first language. When I started speaking it when I was, about 11, 12 years old, about 5, 6 years ago now, typing it was a whole different option for me, and then it was never my strongest side. It's something that you have to learn. So yeah, typing it for me was in the beginning very much more difficult than speaking was. So yeah, there we go.
Yeah, but you know, like we've got generally, if we've got an Englishman that's struggling to speak English, we are definitely in trouble. Takes too long to type, sure, says Jez. He's like, nah, I don't want to type full sentences, James. You work it out, son. You know what I mean? Here's my abbreviation.
That's what you're getting paid to.
Yeah. That's what you're in the blinging booth for, isn't it? To translate my messages.
And there you go, yeah.
You got to translate this. Get on with it, will you? What are you doing your job for? If it ain't that. All right, Jez, I got you, bro. Don't you worry about it.
There we go.
Oh, dearie me. Sorry, Jez. I know we're giving you grief already, mate. We're already playing. Don't take it seriously here.
I've missed this. Only once or twice. Oh, God. Only once every week is SRL. Yeah, I have to say, I miss it. Sad that it isn't every week. I enjoy this.
Yeah, well, it's every Friday, just unfortunately you're not here every Friday, so there we go. And then I get called a nugget. He's put no stress, you nugget. So thanks, mate. I love you too. So
James getting the grief for once
I
instead of me.
know. Where's Phil when I need him? Phil, come back. Phil, it's all is forgiven. Right, we are on the outlet. We are coming around the chicane now. At the base of the hill, just going around Islands Bend into Shell Oils, of course, before we then proceed off up that run over the hilltop into Hislops. Don't forget, we have got no Britain's chicane. We are going to go on a straight run. It's going to be a full pace, full force, full speed lap in these GR86s, and the times are going to be coming in after this lap as well. So bear with us, as we will see times on the left-hand side flash up frantically. And then we'll try and give it a minute or so to set down. But I hope everybody as well. I hope everybody's enjoying themselves. You're all sit back, chill out, relax, get some popcorn and a drink, because you just watched Chris Barnes go a little bit sideways there. So unfortunately for Barnesy, that's not going to do his lap any favours. He's coming into Druids.
No, well, you have to kind of keep it tidy. Of course, we saw him having a little bit of a moment on his warm-up lap too. Can you imagine, on his warm-up lap into Knickerbrook, I think, or the chicane before it. And you know, on your out lap, that's not what you want. Tire is still cold, so I do imagine that it was something to do with that. But no, not an optimal warm-up lap by any means for him. But across the line, we're going to see what he's going to be able to do, James.
It depends if he's going to keep it on the off track. He hasn't. He's sitting on one currently at the moment. Mark Brown, John Brown, Alan Brown. There's all the Brown. Oh, no, they're not now. John O. Johnson. I'm expecting Jack Johns to come across the line at some point as well. He's going around the final corner here. Kieran Gannon's just gone into pole on a 1:46.77, fastest man on the circuit. Dan Mould is still travelling around quite nicely. He's just about to go over the same time as Jack Johns. Sorry, Jack. Love you, really. So there we go. John's in quick, up Mould in second. So there we go. That was always what I was expecting to happen between these two here as well. So Jack Johns in first, Dan Mould second, Kieran Gannon third, and Craig Walters in fourth place currently at the moment. So thank you everybody for joining us. Don't forget you can subscribe, turn on the bells, and give the video a big old thumbs up, because that would be amazing.
Oh, for sure. Well, you know, we're still at the start of the championship, James. We kind of know who's where, who stacks up where in the field, but it's still relatively early on in the season. There are only 3 rounds done, and you know, still time for some upsets. And usually we do see it in the first 3-4 rounds, and then you know we kind of know who's where, and it isn't really a surprise anymore if you are in maybe, let's say, the top 5, top 8 of qualifying in the race. But so far, I think we've seen that Johnson and Mould, they've constantly been up there. No surprise, really, that they are 1 and 2 at the moment.
No, that crowd was coming into the final turn. Don't forget, we are here at Oulton Park. 2 weeks' time, we're going to go to the Nürburgring Grand Prix Strecker Circuit on the 21st of April. Then race 5 will be Hockenheim National A Circuit on the 5th of May. And then finishing off at Summit Point. Oh, I love Summit Point in round 6 here in the GR86. So stay tuned for that one. It's going to be absolutely amazing. And in the mix of that, we have got the launch of the TCR Season 6, which I will tell you about once qualifying is over there as well. So if you want to get yourselves down involved, you can. All the links should be down in the description below for the SRL Discord and Facebook, and the JPB and myself and Dan and all the other gazillion links that down there. So get yourselves involved and hit us up and follow us on Instagram and Twitter and all of our socials, so you know when we go live and what we're going to do. 3:42 currently on the clock. Dan Wareham's got no time. Let's go on board with Dan and see how he's going to get on. He's currently on the run through the water tower and then up past Druids here this evening. So stay tuned, guys. Settle down. Hope everybody is well. How has everybody's day been so far? My Friday's been quite manic. I was off down in Wareham, funny enough, today. No pun intended, Dan. And was visiting Monkey World, which had lots of, well, monkeys in, to be honest. So,
well, yeah. What else were you expecting when you went?
I wasn't really expecting anything, because it's not my first time that I've been there. But I've got my nephew staying with me this week, so my house is even more bulging at the seams with children than it already needs to. So he's never been, so we went to Monkey World and took him down there, bless him, and he loved every single minute of it. So I got to be honest, it was a good day. Good day, and then we stopped in a fish and chip shop on the way home and got some chips.
Usually, James, I'm not a dad, but if the children are happy, mom and dad are usually happy too because they don't annoy you when they're happy.
Exactly.
At least that's how I think it works. Not a dad, no experience. So if you do have any questions, ask James, not me. There
Well,
we go.
the thing is, you've got to look at it, Dad, is you're a child of your father. So if you're not annoying your father, your dad's in a good mood. That's how it works. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, even if I'm enjoying myself, look, I'm a bad child. I always annoy him, even if I am enjoying myself. You know?
Then you need to look at yourself. Jez, I love Monkey World. Yeah, it was. Do you know what, Jez, as well? It was a really nice day down there. I didn't have a coat on or nothing, which for the UK is a massive surprise. But I did actually have a coat on. It was really nice. We stopped and had some lunch and cups of coffee on the way round, and the kids went and played off in the massive adventure playground down on the bottom half. And then a Friday night chippy on the way back. Exactly. I was sat there with my chicken and mushroom pie and chips, and while the kids were eating their battered sausages and cod and all sorts of other fancy jizzle going on. But I just fancied a pucker pie, Jez. I had to get a pucker pie from the chippy, and that's what I did. Got a pucker pie and sat and eating my chicken and mushroom pie. So there we go.
Wareham is out quite late here, James. He's going to get one shot at it and one shot only, because he's not going to have time to run another lap. So this lap is going to decide where he's going to stack up, and he gets himself up at the 10th. Not too bad for a first lap, but that does make you wonder, however, James, what it could have been. Would have been able to go out a bit earlier, because he's not going to get to the start finish before the timer runs out.
No, unfortunately not. What about Richard Flutie? Is he going to make an improvement on his third and final lap? He hasn't made an improvement. Daniel Lewis is out and he's done all of his laps. It is down Wareham, but as we say, with the fact he's only coming down into Shell Oils and he's got about 40 seconds to get to the end, I don't think Dan's going to get there. And then we'll bring you up the grid. Of course, we've got 25 drivers on track here this evening, all ready to battle it out in his lovely little Toyota GR86s. Not everyone's favourite car, but oh no, that chicane's not there, mate. Oh, okay. Right, he's pulling off. He's like, no, I'm not going anymore. I'm not going to make the end, so I'm going to go into the pits. We will bring you up the qualifying results very, very shortly. Hope you're all settling down for this. 2 20-minute heats. Ooh, it's going to be a tricky one. I'll tell you that much.
I'm looking forward to it. I do have to agree. It's a little while back, but Jess said, my ADHD brain works faster than my hands, and now me being an ADHD person, I fully agree with that. That sometimes does happen. So,
all right. Well, thank you very much for that down there as well. Sticking up for Jez on YouTube. Arthur Ferdal is on pole. Eric Ronenberg second. Jack Johns third. Jono Johnson fourth. A lot of Johns on row 2. Dan Mould in fifth. Kieran Gannon sixth. Mark Brown seventh. Jason Morris eighth. Craig Waters ninth. Dan Wareham 10th. Alan McCain 11th. David Smith is down in 12th. Fraser Garrity 13th, Christopher Barnes 14th, Deck Crowther 15th, John Brown 16th, Stuart Gibbons 17th, Ryan Dudley 18th, Alexander Longo 19th, Richard Flutie 20th, Alan Brown 21st, Daniel Lewis 22nd, VJ Rayner 23rd, and Jamie Dengle all the way at the back of the grid, currently at the moment with Callum Milam right behind him. So there we go. Eric Ronenberg is not on the pole position, clearly. Didn't want to be on the pole as we pick up the cars for this pace, well, not really a pace lap, it's like a pace quarter of a lap here. So for Heat 1. Well, thanks, Dan.
More.
There you go, Dan. You've been, Jez is saying, let's go, Dangle, at least he's not last. Well, yeah, I agree, but close.
You have to realise what I'm doing here, James, because I already have Phil giving me grief every time. Now I've found someone who's giving you grief all the time, so I have to kind of form an alliance, you know. And then,
well, yeah. While you're there, buy him an apple, and only an English person will understand what that means. So you know, you can buy him an apple there and be a little teacher's pet, of course. You know, could you really?
There we go.
Buy Jez an apple. Jez will understand what buying an apple means. As Arthur Fertile and is sitting on pole position. Jack Jones getting a little bit close to him. Well, probably closer than we really need to there, Jack. As these guys come through Druids and then down into Lodge. So there we go.
Quickly, James, who have you got down for the win here?
After Fertile.
All right. I'm going to go with no one, and I'm going to sit on the fence because the last time I did it...
No, can't do that. You're going to get splinters in your bum. Pick someone.
I'm sorry already. Eric Ronenberg is the one I'm going to go with.
All right. I'm going to write this down. JP Fertile.
So sorry in advance, Eric Ronenberg. The people who don't know anymore, the first round, I picked Arthur Thurtle, I think, twice, and he crashed out twice. So there you go. Do that what you will.
Here we go. The pace car is in. Fertile is effectively your pace car, and he's gone. And here for the GR86 SRL League broadcast live on the JPB is underway. And it's Fertile on the inside with Jack Johns tucked up right behind him currently as well. Ronenberg down in third. Already takes a wide line off track there, definitely. Craig Waters has gained 2 positions. Alan McCain up 3. Christopher Barnes up 2 as well. And poor old Eric Ronenberg down 1 as they go round Cascades for the first time on this run down into Island Bend here down.
For me, it's good to see Eric Ronenberg still survive turn 1. So didn't curse in that time, but in the background, I think Dangle is off. Yeah. There we go. He is lost now, I think. Except Dan Mold is, I think, in the pits. So
yeah, Dan didn't actually start on the grid, which is a little bit surprising.
All right.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's
what I thought. Yeah. But here are your gainers and losers after the first couple of corners. Johns up 1, Brown up 3, Waters 2, McCain 3. Morris down 1 as well. No real massive losers in all of that, and everybody's just getting into comfortable position as they go into Hislops for the first time. It's still Fertile, Jono Johnson, Kieran Gannon. Oh! Mark Brown goes round at the hands of Jono Johnson. So unfortunately for Mark Brown, it's all over. He's all the way down. Now currently sitting in at 19th places. He's just lost a place to VJ Rayner. He's going to be fighting back through. Fraser Garrity and John Brown, though, battling away on track as they're coming around Druids at this moment in time, down.
Well, overtaking on this track, James, not the easiest thing to do. Now, it does help that the Britain chicane, is been taken out, and that has been basically been a straight line now. So that does help going into his lot of chicane to try and outbrake someone, but still very difficult to overtake. So if you drop back, it's going to be difficult to try and make your way up. So Dangle will have will have his handfuls. Also, Jono Johnson is under attack from Gannon on the inside. Yeah,
Gannon's just gone past Jono Johnson. Johnson's got the inside line down into Cascades. He's just taking that position back. Kieran Gannon is probably going to try and switch back underneath him if he can. I don't think he's going to get him on this run down into Islands. It's not looking possible. Craig Waters is in the line as well. You can see there 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th all tucked up right behind each other as well. Don't open up the door, Johnson. Do not open up the door, because the man you'll see tucked up right behind you at this moment in time is that man there, Kieran Gannon, and he doesn't need an invite to come through. You leave that door open, he's going to rob you of it.
I can't unsee the fact, James, that the gap to Ronenberg ahead is already 3.1 seconds for this pack. So it's going to be difficult to still catch up to it. Gannon's going to have to try and make his pass early here to try and use all the 17 minutes that he has now to catch up to the driver's head. Or ahead, of course, something has to happen. But already, James, that gap in the first 3 minutes of this race, up to 3 seconds. So, yeah, quite a big margin for the top 3 there.
Yeah, Jack Johns is under pressure from Ronenberg. Ronenberg is literally nose to tail with him currently at this moment in time. How is Eric Ronenberg going to be able to do this? We are literally nearly touching the racing line GR86 of Jack Johns before we go down through Deer Leap up the other side on this run out into Old Hall Corner. Eric Ronenberg in the bright pink GR86, so easily distinguishable. Every single race we come in, he is there in some form of pink livered car. And now he's chasing Jack Johns down in the Cascades. He's dropped back a little bit. Dan Wareham is another man. He's just about to clear Jason Morris, I believe. So they're going to be going side by side down into Cascades. How is this one going to work out? It is Dan Wareham ahead of Jason Morris. And then Ryan Dudley is another man tucked up nose to tail with Fraser Garrity.
While we were looking at that, James, I think Brown, Smith and Barnes, all three together, have had a little bit of an incident. They both dropped down the order massively while we were looking at that. Meanwhile, side by side through Island Bend, And who's going to come out ahead of the two? Ryan Dudley for the moment. However, the inside now for Gareth, but it's not going to be enough. The outside, of course, you can ride it there, and he did that superbly.
Yeah, Fraser Garrity now, though, has got Deck Crowther tucked up right beside him as well in that Blade Designs livered car. What is Crowther going to be able to do here? Is he going to be able to get this run down into his slops? Are they going to be side by side, trying to go for a chicane that is not made for side-by-side racing? And that isn't me being patronising or detrimental to the drivers. It's just not, okay? There we go. You cannot go through his slops side by side on as you come out now through Knickerbrook with John Brown, Alan Brown as well. The Browns are down in 13th and 14th with Mark Brown down in 16th. And if I'm not mistaken, if Mark Brown's there as well, Mark Brown's the only one in the SRL livery, and Crowther is now under attack from Garrity. But further up the field, Kieran Gannon is still trying to fight away with Craig Walters.
Well, Craig Walters is going to try and work his way forwards. He's at the back of this train. Of course, he will want to try and close that gap to the drivers ahead. Gannon, by the way, is in the middle of these two. He's been there for quite a while now. Johnson is soaking up all the pressure from the two behind. And the difficult part for Gannon really is that he has Walters behind to defend from too. If he goes for a move and he doesn't complete it, well, I can guarantee you that Walters behind him will have a look to try and pick up on that position and have a go at it himself.
Yeah, that's the only thing when you're trying to attack somebody is you've got to attack to defend at the same time, which may not sound easy, but it's not easy, to be honest. I've got to be honest, you can't really try it. You're going to lose time if you start trying to attack the guy in front, and then you're going to bring in the guy behind. He's kind of stuck between what is known as a rock and an hard place here and not really making a decision on which way to do it, because it's all going to be up in arms of what way he's going to go. Arthur Ferdinand, however, has got to try and defend from Johns. It looks like Johns has got a better run coming out of Shell Oils. They're going to be side by side. Johns has gone in front of Ferdinand there. That's a little bit easy, would we say?
Well, maybe not fighting it is the best thing to do here, because you don't want Johnson, Gannon, and Walters all of a sudden close up, and that is a tricky corner with tyre barriers on the inside of both the first and the second apex of that chicane. Don't think it's a smart decision to run into their side by side, James.
No, I do fully agree with you. I'm just a little bit surprised he kind of gave that up a little bit more easier than he kind of probably needed to. Can dive up the inside if Johnson's going to leave that door open. I'm almost... No contact there. I was waiting for Ronenberg to come and make contact with us currently, as I thought he was going to look at diving up the inside, but Eric Ronenberg is a little bit more of a smart cookie than that, and basically didn't make that move. But they're going down into Old Hall, and then dropping down into Cascades now. Fertel's got to tidy up Cascades to get this run out of Island if he can. He needs to be on the outside technically for Island Bend there, down to have the inside for Shell Oils.
Well, he's going to try it, but it's going to be a difficult one, because you're going to have the outside for Island Bend, which is not the ideal line really to take through there. Turtle, however, is going to defend the inside line. You can run the outside line really through Shell Oils, but difficult one to do, especially if you're not already ahead going into the corner.
Johns is in front of us. We are on board on the nose of Arthur Ferdinand as well. He's tidying up Shell Oils. It looks like he's possibly going to get a little bit of a better run. Eric Ronenberg is somewhere. Oh, there is Ronenberg as we nearly go into the inside of SRL GR86. Johns is moving around. Oh, Fertel's going to try and take it too wide into his slops. Oh no. They're going to make it through. Are they going to make it through Knickerbrook? They're not. Fertel could be under attack from Ronenberg after his slow exit out here. There is Jono Johnson behind with Kieran Gannon, and also Walters and Wareham. So these guys up front need to be careful. That gap's come down to 1.1. It was out at 3 seconds at one point, but it's now only 1.1 down.
Well, there you go. That's what I said last lap. You don't want to go into there side by side and all of a sudden lose all the momentum that you had, all the room, all the gap you had to the drivers behind. They've now done that, and Ronenberg might be under attack from Johnson soon here. And they've been able to close that gap. The gap is down, well, below the second. The slipstream will start to work now for Johnson too. And well, that will mean that he will start to gain even quicker on them. And that is not what Ronenberg wanted. He kind of had the ease of only being able to attack on Turtle and not having to defend too. And well, he's going to have to look in his mirrors too now.
Yeah, as Jessen's put, Gannon and Johnson need to stop fighting to catch up. They do. The gap's out at 1.35. They're losing a little bit of time in the first sector, but they loom it all, close it all up in the second and third sector, so I wouldn't be surprised if they're below this second line. They're going to be side by side. Fertel's on that outside line. Is John's going to give him room? Is Fertel going to stay off the grass? Is Fertel going to make the move into Shell Oils? He needs that inside line. He didn't get it. Couldn't maintain that run around Island Bend, and it is down to a second now with Johnson and Gannon and Waters and Wareham as we're going into the last 10 minutes.
Well, first half of this race completed. First half of race number 1 completed, and the gap for P1 and P2 is less than half a tenth, really. It's Arthur Thurtle on the outside for the chicane once again. They're once again going to try it. Ronenberg last time out couldn't get the run he needed, and he isn't going to do it this time around either. However, he's going to get a dive up the inside of Thurtle, and you can see behind that has allowed Johnson to get a great run on him.
Yeah, we've now got a 5-way battle up front. Johnson, Gannon, Waters and Wareham will also be on the back of this, and this could turn into a bit of a manic front line here as well, so they've got to be careful. Johnson's under attack. The man is feeling the pressure here as he's going down into the final corner. Fertel, don't leave that door open, son. Don't do it, because Ronenberg ain't going to think twice about taking that run at you, mate. You cannot be doing it. He's trying it all over the back of Johns. He's now going to try the inside line. Johns coming across the side of the track. He's blocking him off. Fertel's going to have the inside. Here we go. Oh, is there going to be contact?
For a moment, James, I thought it was going to be 3 wide into turn 1, but they make it through. And, well, where's Ronenberg going to go? The road is basically blocked for him.
Yeah, they got to watch each other. Fertel's off. Whoever that is off the side, stay out there.
Longo, I think, is off.
Yeah. Here we go now. Oh, Gannon's all over the back of Johnson. Johnson's all over the back of Ronenberg. Fertel's all over the back of Johns. And at the moment, it's all about where Jack Johns is putting his car. That's just deterring Arthur Fertel, I think, a little bit from making a move, because he's worried about the double move, and he's worried that all of a sudden he's going to get pinched and lose the positions behind. But he can't be. Johnson and Ronenberg are now running side by side as well. Fertel needs to be trying to attack. He's got to get past these cars, because otherwise he is going to be under the cosh from all of them. Ronenberg and Johnson side by side. Ronenberg gives him room, just a little bit of room. Ronenberg's now dropped back from Fertel in front by 8 tenths. Fertel has got to make this move. He cannot be Mr. A nice guy Arthur Fertel anymore. He's got to try and put it up the inside and hope it sticks and hope the door's left open.
Where is he going to do that though, James? I said it earlier on, there's no real hard braking zone here on this track. Even the Hislop chicane is still a really quick one. However, he's going to try to the outside of Lodge now.
Yeah, he's got to get that tuck back in and get that run down into turn 1. If he can't get the run down into turn 1, he's going to really struggle. Ronenberg's now dropping back. He's got them back down to half a second again in front. So it's all now turning into a 2, 4, 6, possibly 6-way battle in the last 7 minutes. He's got to be from. You need aggression, and you're going to need to just send it and almost Max Verstappen it, because you need that space. Johns is not giving him that room. He's looking at pinching him every time he comes out of that corner. He's going straight to the other side, blocking Fertel off. Fertel's getting runs, but he just cannot maintain the run and be up the inside quick enough of Johns to be able to take the line. Johns is just coming, edging it across the track and squeezing him out.
I was going to say, I can't help but notice that Rayner all of a sudden has gone up into first position. That was a timing glitch, so don't look at that. Rayner is down on P16, 17. But this is almost Paul Clark as defending from Jack Johns here. People that watch the Radical Racers know what I'm referring to. Of course, also a very difficult person to overtake, but so is Jack Johns proving at the moment. He's been soaking up that pressure for the whole race. Started at the front, has been looking back ever since, but hasn't been passed yet by anyone.
Well, he's up 2, so he started in 3rd place. But he's going to try. Oh no, not the outside of Druids, mate. Not the outside of Druids. He needs to get that run. He needs to get the run out of here. He's got to go down the other side. He's got to be looking at that inside line. He needs that inside line going into the last corner, into Lodge. If he doesn't have it, he's got to send it somewhere, because otherwise it's going to be he's going to be so under the attack. You can see now the top 6 are literally within about 1.2 seconds of each other from the front to the back, and this is how close 1.2 looks like. It is a squeeze, it is a struggle, it is a tight line currently at the moment, and for all of these cars, you can see 1.3 seconds down in 6th place. I wasn't that far off for quick maths, I'll tell you that much. Milam and Dengle was at an incident as well. Milam was off, and Jamie Dengle as well. Jamie Dengle was now in 18th, up 6 places after going off track, of course, and he's just lost a place to Richard Flutie. So here we go. 1.2, 1.1, all the way to 6.
Gareth, might be off.
Well, I think for a minute we're just going to have to hold off on the replays here, because I think with this action up front, can't really cut to a replay when this is all going on. Look at them now, 2, 4, 6, 7 cars all going at it, and it is all down on what Ferdel's going to do. He needs a run. We've got to leave space on the straight. You've got to allow him to take that line if he can. Can't squeeze him out. He's early on the brakes. He's going to try to cut back coming out the second part of the chicane. He's going to try and get the run out of Knickerbrook. It's Fertel. Johns has tightened it up. Fertel's going to have the run now. Here we go. Hold on to your hats, because it's going to go off going up Clay Hill and underneath the water tower. Coming round Druids. Fertel's on the outside line again. Johns has positioned himself on the inside. Fertel needs that run. He needs a run, or he needs that inside line. Ronneberg's going to come at him. Fertel's alongside Jones. If he misses this position, he's going to lose one to Ronneberg as well. Oh, get back on the line, get back on the line. Oh.
Ronneberg has a good exit though. Ronneberg is going to try down the turn 1. He had a good exit out of the last corner. And he's now going to try down the turn 1. However, it looks like he's slot in behind already. Behind that though, I think it's Gannon and Walters fighting it out for 5th position. 95 of Gannon is off track, and he's going to have to watch out coming back on it. All of a sudden, the front tyres will grip up again, and he's lost a handful of positions by going off track there. However, Johns is still at the front here. He's been holding these lot off for so long now, James. And it's Thurtle is just flashing his lights in frustration. He just can't find a way past. It's incredible how Johns is just soaking up all this pressure.
Yeah, it is currently at the moment, but Fertel's got to do something. Got to do something. Great progress.
He hasn't made one mistake yet.
No. Fertel's either just got to send it. He's got to maybe even bully him off a line. I don't know. He cannot keep going round that outside and leaving that door open to Ronneberg. He cannot keep doing it. He's going to try and go around the outside now. Ronneberg's going to try and push him through the chicane. Fertel's going to squeeze him out on the inside or on the second out to the exit. He's going to come out at Knickerbrook. How is he going to get on? It's going to be up for Fertel out in front. Got him on the inside of the chicane there, did Fertel. Johns has got to be trying to come back now, because he's got Ronneberg right behind him at the moment as well. Can Ronneberg now get Johns? Can Johns defend as stoutly as he did the first time? I'm expecting Fertel to open up a bit of a gap now to get away from this looming 6 cars that are right behind him. I'm not going to lie, because the last thing he wants to do is get caught back up in this action.
Well, Johns is not slow. He's already closing down that gap, but he's been sizing up that move down to the chicane for so many laps now. Finally, he did it, that outside move. Personally, I was thinking it was not the right decision to make, but he's shown me different. And, well, what a move to make. Of course, the outside for the first part, inside for the second part, and that in the end was the crucial decision to make, because the inside part for the second part of that chicane is so dominant there. And, well, in the end, he got the move done. It's now Johns who's going to have to defend from Ronneberg, because Ronneberg has looked quick this whole race, really, James.
Yeah, in this pink livery, there was a lot of parts in that sentence, Dan. I'm not going to lie. There was a part here and a part there, and a lot more parts that didn't really need to be parts, but there was a lot of parts. John there as well. Jack is one of the hardest people to pass. He is. Here we go. Oh, Ronneberg. Oh, blimey. Oh, this is just going to be incredible action. So let's see how he gets on here on lap 11. Ronneberg's trying to go around the outside as well. The chicane, he saw Fertel do it. We're on the rear end of Jack Johns, of course. Tucked up right behind him there is the pink of Ronneberg. Ronneberg's going to try and catch it out. Oh, get away, get away.
Run.
Run. don't want Jack Jones that close, and you certainly don't want the peak of Eric Ronenberg that close either. The last thing you want now, Dan, is contact, because that will just kill it. And that would just be such a shame from all of these cars. They've done an amazing job.
Well, they're going to go into the last lap now. I don't think this is going to be the last lap. Still half a minute left. And we've got only one corner to go now. So the next lap will be the last lap of the race. However, it's not all done yet for Thurtle. He's still got to fight off Johns, because I don't think Johns is going to let him go without a fight. He's going to try everything in his power to get back to the back of Arthur Thurtle's car. And, well, if he can do so, he can put him under some pressure. Maybe Arthur will make a mistake. Johns didn't when he was out at front. Maybe Arthur is.
You're expecting Thurtle, or you think Thurtle make a mistake. Mr. Iceman, Arthur Thurtle, or the only thing he does is puts you under
even
so much.
Kimi Räikkönen made mistakes.
Yeah,
so.
but I've seen Kimi Räikkönen drive down through El Rouge in a big puff of smoke, didn't lift
Yeah,
once,
that's
and
also
went
true.
and through at 200 miles an hour. So,
That's also true.
Yeah, so, I'm not saying Arthur Thurtle's Kimi Räikkönen, but he is the Iceman when he's out in front. He gets on the track, he gets going, and away he goes. This is coming round Shellors for the final time. Can Johns do anything? Crowther's still got Dudley. You've seen him on the left-hand side there go past us. Can Ronenberg? There's light splashing there from Johns. You know how we feel, Jack. Stop it. You naughty man. So,
He's going to try it, though.
yeah, but he's going to be, I think it's going to be all for fruition. I think Thurtle's going to take that line. He's going to leave him room. And then he's going to come round Nickelbrook for the final time on this run up through Clay Hill and past the water tower. Oh, no. Jason Morris. Morris taking trips along the grass. Johns is still on the line, so I think he's flashing out of appreciation for the driving that Thurtle's done. Thurtle, you need to hug the inside. Don't leave the door open. Thurtle's tucked up. He's hugging that white line. Tired of my daughter, hugging a teddy at night. Here we go. Thurtle down into Lodge. Ronenberg's going to try and squeeze through. Jax Johns is going to send it on the outside. He's going to lose the position to Ronenberg. Coming down to the line. Who's going to get it? It's going to be Thurtle. Is it going to be Ronenberg? Is it going to be Ronenberg? And it is Ronenberg. Scott Johns on the line.
It was an all or nothing move for Ronenberg, or for Johns, really. And in the end, for him, it'll feel like nothing, because he's been in P1 for, well, so long, for I think 3/4 of this race. Lost P1 to Thurtle, tried an all or nothing move in the end, and in the end lost out to Ronenberg too. He tried it, James, but didn't pay off.
He didn't. As we see, Daniel Lewis coming across the line here. And then behind that, we've got VJ Rayner, Richard Flutie. But it was Thurtle, Ronenberg. Flutie goes across the line. Where are you, Richard? He's in 17th. He's coming up over the hill now. We should see him very, very shortly. There he is. Richard Flutie, David Smith, John Brown. And Callum Milam is just coming through very, very shortly at the same time. Brown comes across the line. Milam is behind him. There he is. In the police car delivery GR86, which I think is quite amusing. And then Dan Mould. Where are you, Dan? Oh, you're not on, you know, you can't be on track, surely. Can he? Yes, he is. Here he comes. There is Dan Mould, the final man on the circuit, 4 laps down. I'm guessing some tech issues may have played a little bit of havoc there for Dan Mould.
Yeah.
But here are the results.
Either tech issues, or it was just too late.
Maybe. It's his, I'd be surprised it's too late, though, considering it's his league. You know. Arthur Thurtle is your winner from Eric Ronenberg. Jack Johns in third, Jono Johnson fourth, Craig Walters fifth, Daniel Wareham sixth, Kieran Gannon in 7th place, Alan McCain 8th, Jason Morris 9th, Deck Crowther 10th, Ryan Dudley 11th, Fraser Garrett 12th, Alan Brown 13th, along with Mark Brown 14th, Daniel Lewis 15th, VJ Rayner 16th, Richard Flutie 17th, David Smith is down in 18th place. John Brown in 19th, Callum Milam 20th, Stuart Gibbons 21st, Alexander Longo 22nd, Jamie Dengle down in 23rd place, 2 laps down. Obviously had an issue. Dan Mould 24th. And then Chris Barnes is 7 laps down there as well. We've got a brief 4-minute warm-up, just enough time to tell you about the SRL Friday night TCR Season 6 there as well is up on your screen currently at this moment in time. Absolutely amazing event. Get yourself involved on that. We've got the free fun race on the 14th of April, open to everyone. Then we've got the media race on the 28th. And then we've got 6-star scoring rounds starting on the 12th of May. Oulton Park, Brands Hatch, Hockenheim, Oschersleben, Catalunya National, Donington National, Zandvoort, and Knock Hill in reverse. So there we go. Another stellar season coming up. Get yourself involved on that one. Reverse top 20 for the feature race. Fixed setups there Saturday and Wednesday 5-hour practices. And the Discord link is down in the description below. So get yourself involved in that TCR Season 6 from the SRL, starting with the free race on the 14th of April. Now, if you're good at maths, the 14th of April is next Friday. So next Friday will be the 14th of April. So come along and get yourself involved for the free race there as well. If you fancy driving a TCR, of course, broadcast on the JPB YouTube channel and also on the SRL YouTube channel as well. And if you are here for the first time or you have just joined us, don't forget to hit that subscribe button because that would be absolutely amazing. We are currently on 866 and we're trying to get to 1,000 by the 22nd of May. Due to the fact that apparently if we get to 1,000 by the 22nd of May, I have to do a food review video while I'm in Spain with the wife, who isn't allowing me to have my phone. So not quite sure how that one's going to work out. But I won't tell you yet.
Vacation is vacation, James. And knowing you, if you have your phone by hand, then I don't know if it's going to be a vacation for you, James.
The problem is she's turned around and said you can have your phone for an hour in the morning and an hour in the evening. The rest of the time it goes in the safe. Partly because if anybody knows me, I pretty much am on call 24/7 every 365 days a year. I wake up to 20 odd plus messages and that's the first hour and a half of my day. So, you know, from her point of view, she obviously hasn't really seen me for 18 months after starting JBB. So she wants that time. But then obviously, if we hit 1K subscribers by the 22nd of May, then obviously I'll have to explain to her that maybe, baby, we need to do a food review video, which I'm not entirely sure how that's going to
go. No. I thought that was a joke.
No. No, I'm not entirely sure.
So we're going to have every commentator that we have at JPB review a food from their own country. There we go.
Well, I'm in Spain, so I got no hope, but you know what I mean. Let's see. Okay. So there we go. So I can just join and drive. You can on the free and the media day, Stuart, but you'll need to pay for entry on the rest of the season. To be honest, the cost of the entry isn't on there. Let me see if I can see what it is. I think it's £12 entry, if I'm not mistaken. I will just scroll through just to make sure on that one. Doesn't actually say on that thing, but I believe it's £12, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, £12 entry fee. Can be done through PayPal. Do you have the list of commentary you are doing on your website? We've got them currently listed on the JPB YouTube channel, mate. So if you go to the JPB YouTube out of the video, it tells you what's upcoming for the weekend. Now, there are a few more that have got to go on there as well. But I can give you a rundown if you want of what we got. We've got Radical Sim Racing on Sunday. We've got the P Cup Round 4 Europeans from Zolder also on Sunday. And then we've got the IGP Round 4 kicking off from Detroit in Belle Isle. Now, if you haven't ever seen the IGP, let me put it in perspective for you. Last week at Hockenheim, we had 59 cars. The first race in Interlagos, we had 60. So, you know, if you can imagine F3s, 60 of them, for instance, driving around Belle Isle, it's going to be interesting. But here is the grid for race 2. Daniel Lewis in first, Mark Brown second, Alan Brown third, Fraser Garrity fourth, Ryan Dudley fifth, Deck Craver sixth, Jason Morris seventh, Alan McCain eighth, Kieran Gannon ninth, Daniel Wareham 10th, Craig Walls 11th, John O. Johnson down in 12th. Jack Johns 13th, Ronneberg 14th, Arthur Ferdle 15th, VJ Rayner, 16th. Richard Flutie, 17th. David Smith, 18th. John Brown, 19th. Callum Milam, 20th. Stuart Gibbons, 21st. Alexander Longo, 22nd. Jamie Dengle, 23rd. And Dan Mould is down in 24th with Chris Barnes in 25th. I'm not entirely sure if Chris is actually in the session, I've got to be honest. As you can see, the line of cars there lining up, ready to go for this next 20 minutes. So there we go. But the website is up, will be up and running very, very shortly. So hopefully within the next few days, the website will be up and it will have a schedule and a calendar on there of what you can see he's got coming up. So yeah, pay attention. It will be launched. I will launch it on Instagram and Twitter. It is just nearly finished. We're just waiting for the final bits to be done, and then we're going to be up and running. So yeah, should be an exciting one.
Here we go. Looking forward to that, really. You can find all the information, of course, there of what will be coming up too. So that will be awesome.
Yes, and all the leagues that we work with there as well. Thank you very much for that, Jez. It's gone. We can't see the cars. Yeah, you can. Unless I'm looking at something completely different here, but I'm pretty sure that it's gone now. There we go. Can now. Right, here we go. Start of the race. Daniel Lewis is in first. He's already gone. Mark Brown second. Alan Brown in third. Fraser Garrity fourth. Ryan Dudley fifth. Deck Carver sixth. It is as they are at this moment in time, running down into turn one. Is Garrity going to run around the outside of Al Brown? He is. Is he going to make it on the inside down? Ryan Dudley's flicked to the inside as well. It looks like he's got a run on Brown. Is he going to make it down into Cascades? Currently at the moment, here he goes. Dudley makes it through. Al Brown was on the brakes, and unfortunately for him, he's lost that position. VJ Rayner has had an incident to drop down the field currently at the moment in time. Gainers and losers on the inside there on the left-hand side of your timing tower. But it is Lewis, Brown, Dudley, Garrity, Al Brown and Morris, as VJ Rayner has had another incident. Looks like Fertel may have nearly lost a position to Jono Johnson. Fertel was in 14th, of course. Jack Johns is in front of him in 12th. So that's going to be a nice, tidy battle.
Arthur Thurtle was up a couple of positions, but dropped down again. I think into Sherald's corner. At the front, though, it's going to be Brown who's going to challenge Lewis. Lewis on the inside. Brown, however, going to carry the speed around the outside. Breaklater was able to complete that move before they got to the second apex. That was a brilliant move. However, Dudley behind that and Garrity on the inside. I think Garrity, a little bit of a touch there. And in the background, there's absolute mayhem coming out of the chicane.
Oh, it's Fertel. Fertel and Stuart Gibbons. Oh, no. We'll show you now what happened.
Oh, Thurtle did it himself.
Fertel did it on his own. As we go back up front, Mark Brown, Daniel Lewis still side by side. Oh, poor Arthur Fertel all on his own. Not good at all. But Garrity and Dengle were nicely fighting behind them as well. Could be getting themselves involved in this front two battle.
Garrity, of course, was behind before he went into this lap. And has now got past Dudley, however. Was stuck on the outside last lap around, all over the curb, and the 17 of Eric Ronenberg, of course, the man who finished or second in the last race, is, well, I think, out of this one. The front right not looking as good as it did before, excuse me, and he's out of this race.
Yeah, Ryan Dudley. Oh, Dudders, are you going to stop that, mate? You're not. Ouch.
Yeah, that's a painful one.
Yeah, Dudley's done, I think, in race two. So we've lost Arthur Fertel, your leader. Your winner of race one. Ronenberg, your second place man. And we've just seen Dudley go plummeting in around Island Bend there as well, and there's just no way back for that one. What about Fraser Garrity and Alan Brown? Is this battle for third and fourth going to get hot here? And are these guys going to be able to survive this? Jono Johnson's looking a little bit squirrely at the way back. Jack Johns is now up 3 into 10th. Dan Mould up 11. Going to make it 12 as he's going past Jono Johnson. And now Dan Mould has got Craig Waters in front of him at the moment as Jack Johns just cleared him.
Oh, great move from him Dan Mold, however, doing better than he did last race, at least made the start this time round and is already up into P12. 12 positions gained for Dan Mold. By far the biggest gainer in the field. Behind that, Jamie Dangle with 8 positions gained. And behind that, I think it's David Smith with 4. So yeah, 12 positions for Dan Mold. Incredible from the start, and he's going to try and gain some more positions come the end of the race. However, the further you get up the field, the more difficult it's going to get, James.
Yeah, you start getting into the very, very quick guys, of course. Dan Mold not having a good time, judging from obviously where he was currently in the championship. It's not been great for him as well. He could have done with really being a little bit closer to Jack Johns there. He's, you know, it's scary at the moment because Dan Mold was sitting in 3rd place, Ronenberg in 2nd, Jack Johns in 1st. Of course, Mold lost a bunch of time and Fertel took the win, so it's highly unlikely that they'll be in the same positions they were earlier on that we did show you here currently at this moment in time. But up front, we got Fraser Garrity, Daniel Lewis, they're coming over the hill side by side. Lewis on the left, Garrity on the right, running down into Knickerbrook now. Are they going to try and go side by side? Lewis is not giving up. Garrity backs out. Oh, he had the option there, mate. I think that one little flinch from Daniel Lewis put him off a bit.
Well, it's a difficult one as now we see in the background. I think it's Alan Brown who was off the track. He's now going to get a bad exit out of the chicane. And he will have to concede some positions. He's now down into P9, lost 6 positions from where he started. All the rest in front of him is up compared... Well, the only one who's not is Daniel Lewis, who started in 1st. He's now under attack again from Fraser Garrity, who looks to be just a little bit faster, but getting past is a difficult one here this evening. However, around the outsides of the last corner, and if you can pull that one off, that's an incredible move, James.
Yeah, Fraser Garrity tries to go around the outside of Lodge and then on the inside for Old Hall. He makes it through. It's now Jason Morris's turn.
Oh, he's going to turn.
Squirrely! Squirrely! Oh.
He did well to hang on to that. I thought once I saw him go into that corner, with just too much over there, I thought, okay, he's gone. And but he did well to keep hold of that. Sadly, however, there was some contact involved in it.
Yeah, but all the while it's allowing out Mark Brown up front to get about 5 seconds down the road. So why these guys are still scrapping here, it's allowing Mark Brown to get running off. Alan McCain in a battle again, right up behind Daniel Lewis. Jono Johnson, Dan Mold. Jack Johns has got past Dan Mold again, and they did swap positions briefly, and then it's come back the other way. So Mold looks like he's trying to get the run out of Shell Oils. Jack Johns is trying to make it as difficult as possible for Dan Mold, as he's trying once more. But back up front, Jason Morris and Dan Wareham battle for 2nd and 3rd place, of course. Up 5 for Morris, up 7 for Wareham respectively, and Garrity, not Garrity, Dak Crowther up 2 behind him. Oh, Crowther's just come round. If he's coming back on now, he needs to be careful. There is a rush of cars. And Dak Crowther goes all the way down the order, but this mid-pack fighting away here. This is not going to end well if they keep trying to go side by side into Druids. Oh, Lewis is on the outside. Waters is on the inside. Johns is looking to get in the inside line as well.
This is what a reverse grid gives you. This is absolute scenes and absolute action till the end of the race, really. Of course, the reverse 15. There's contact in the mid-pack. I think that was Lewis who made contact with Dan Mold. He has to watch out. He's up 15 positions, but he could lose a heap of those positions by just making one mistake and going into hot a bit.
Yeah, we jump on board with the JPB chopper flying around Oulton Park. You can see the gaps there as well. It is Craig Walters in the front, Johns behind, Lewis, Mold behind that one. Then we got McCain and Jono Johnson fighting out for that midfield battle. Up there, further up, Dan Wareham, Jason Morris are still going nose to tail at the same time. It's going to be a difficult one. How is this going to work out here from these front guys? Well, we're going to find out within the next 11 minutes.
One thing is for sure, Brown will never look back, I think. Wareham will start to try and catch him, but 6.4 seconds within, what, 12 minutes? A little bit less now, a little bit over 11 minutes. Going to be difficult. You're going to be looking at, what, about 6, 7 tenths a lap, really? That is going to have to pull back on Brown. It's not impossible, don't get me wrong. But it's also not an easy job for Wareham now, especially with Morris and Gannon, well, breathing in his neck.
Yeah, Jamie Dengle's just lost the position to John Brown. He almost turned Brown there. There was contact further down with Stuart Gibbons and Alexander Longo. And Dengle is now up into 16th place, up 7 places. Dave Smith is got currently Deck Crowther right behind him. Furtle's made his way back up into 12th. He's up 3 on his grid slot, of course. He's probably up a little bit more than that. Crowther is coming into contact with Smith. Crowther's on the left for the Blade Designs livery car. Smith on the right for SRL. As these guys coming down into Lodge and then running down Deer Leap, it looks like it could be as it is Crowther. Oh, Dengle facing the other way. Jamie Dengle down the order, facing the other way. Kieran
He was
Gannon.
up 7 before he did that, James.
Oh, yeah, he was.
Well, it's so difficult to gain these positions, but it's so easy to lose them, and I think we just saw that with Dengle. Just, I don't know if he turned himself or he got turned. It pretty much looked like he turned himself, really. No other cars really involved in that. We're gonna get a replay of it. Yeah, he's on his own. He completely turned himself. Did he touch the grass on the outside, or was it just too hot into the corner? It was the latter of the two. And just too hot into the corner. Really lucky that he didn't run back on track, though.
Yeah. Craig Walters now, Fraser Garrity side by side coming down into Knickerbrook. Garrity's on the left. He's going to have the inside line here for Walters. And they've got Jack Johnson, Dan Mould right behind him, who was sitting there well, I would say patiently, but I could guarantee there's probably some anxiousness going on in the car, as Jack Johnson's the last person in front Dan Mould wants to see, and Dan Mould is the last person Jack Johns wants to see. However, Jono Johnson has just cleared Mould currently at the moment as well, and that is for 7th, 8th and 9th. Jono Johnson, Jack Johns here mixing it up down the order, currently trying to make their way through back on the reverse grid. So a little bit of grass cutting. Mould's going to try and come up the inside line for Jono Johnson. Jack Johns blocks off that line. He knows he can't make it through. Is there going to be contact? There's not with Fraser Garrity. That was going to be close. Dan Mould's going to have the inside line for Old Hall. Is he going to be able to make it stick? That's going to be the question. Johns has come all the way to the other side of the track to try and protect it. Here we go down into... Oh...
He's going to keep it. He pushed him right up against that pit wall. He was like, no, sir, you are not getting past up front, though. It's Garrity and Johnson. Oh, no. Johnson is off. Can he avoid everyone? No, he can't. Oh, no.
Oh.
It was inevitable with the pack racing we had here this evening. And to complete it all, I think Thurtle jumped to the other side of the circuit even.
Oh, as I slouched down in my chair after watching Thurtle go into the side of Jono Johnson. And it's all done for Thurtle now. No points in race 2. Such a shame. He was making good progress back through the field. Come round through the corner, and there was Jono Johnson there as well. Jack Johns is just about to dive Alan McCain, and he's got through Craig Walters with Fraser Garrity right behind him currently as well. Fraser's gone round. Fraser Garrity has lost it on his own as well. Down Wareham, Kieran Gannon and Jason Morris battling out for 2nd, 3rd and 4th. The gap up front is now down at 5.6. I think Mark Brown's backed off there. His last lap time 1:47.11. The boys behind 1:46. So no real reason for him to pursue that. Dan Mould has cleared Jack Johns. Jack's going to try and come around the outside of Lodge. I don't think he's going to be able to make it this time. He's going to try and cut back, of course, on the man from the SRL, one of the admins in the league. Barnes has just cleared Garrity on the inside, Chris Barnes, and it's all kicking off in these front 2 packs we got going on here, Dan.
Well, where is Dan Mould going to go? It's not impossible for him to go up into 5th. However, after that, it's about a 2nd of 6. Well, about a 2nd or 6, I was going to say to Walters. It's not impossible for him to catch that, but with 6 minutes, don't think that's going to happen, James. But Dan Mould already up about 18 positions. What a comeback drive for him, really. Came all the way down from P24 on the grid, and well, is now up into P6. Could be P5. And it is P5. Woltersov, can he keep it out of the wall? And that's the question.
No.
He's not going to be able to do that.
No. Unfortunately for him, not done there. Kieran Gannon's on the right. Daniel Wareham on the... no, they've swapped sides. Left and right now. It's all got a little bit peaked on. So let's see how these guys get on here and whether or not they're going to be run through side by side. And it is Dan Wareham taking that position away. Kieran Gannon on the brakes. Good prevention from hitting each other there. He did brake before there was contact, which is what was ideally what you should do, of course. And that's not always the way, as we've seen with people not braking and just punting people off, unfortunately, there as well. But nice reactions from Kieran Gannon to avoid contact. He did hit the brakes before he went into somebody there. So well done for Kieran Gannon. Still fighting away here with Dan Wareham, of course. Wareham is in second place currently at the moment, and this is all he sees.
Looking at the back of Daniel Wareham now. This is for P2 in the race, about a 10th in between them two. Gannon's going to try and go to the inside of turn 1. He's going to have it. If Wareham is not careful, he's going to get the drive out of the corner. There's contact mid-apex between the two. And that's going to hold Gannon back a bit, because Wareham once again passed, and well, it's proving difficult once again for Gannon to overtake. However, this time for P2 in the race, Brown has absolutely bolted at the front. That gap still 6.5 seconds.
Yeah, this is John Brown and Crowther battling away nicely down in 8th and 9th. Brown's up 11 places. Crowther's obviously, we've seen what has gone on with him and is now coming in the inside of Islands. He's going to have that inside line as long as Brown gives him the room and stays out the grass. He does. So John Brown battling away with Derek Crowther. Round Shell Oils. Crowther's going to have a lot better run. He takes that inside line straight away. Coming up into Hislops, they are going to be side by side now. Running down on the chopper we go. Crowther's going to make this stick. I think he's going to have the further. He's going to be alongside further than he needs to. He can now just let that car go in. Brown's got in deep. Is he going to stop it? He has. He's got it back from Crowther. That was Crowther's to lose. Crowther's on the grass and Crowther's round. So there we go.
That Crowther, unfortunate for him. He's down 5 positions on where he started now. Wasn't doing too badly. Didn't expect that Crowther really to stay where he was at the start of this race. However, he did well to kind of hang on to where he was. Daniel Wareham at the front of the field now. Gannon is behind him. Still this battle continuing. Well, Mora's behind them now, about 3.9 seconds back. I don't really think that he's going to be able to catch up with only 3 minutes to go. And you have to say, we've seen some amazing racing here this evening. But at the end of race number 2, it looks like most of the drivers have found either a barrier or something else, because at the moment I think we have about, well, 8-9 drivers out.
Gibbons, Waters, Smith, Johnson, Thurtle, Rayner, Brown and Dudley. Alan Brown, of course, is out and is sitting in pit lane at this moment in time. So Wareham, Gannon still fighting it out here for second place. How is Dan Wareham and Kieran Gannon get on? I've already wrote down Mark Brown's name, by the way, as the race 2 victor. I think unless Mark made a desperate error, I think he's got this. So there we go.
Daniel Wareham, he's going to have to hang on. It's about, I feel 2-3 more laps. I think where Mark Brown is now, I think 2 more laps after this one. So he still has about 2.5 laps to defend from Gannon. Behind that, it is Mold who's trying to catch up to Jason Morris to gain 20 positions in this race. And I don't know if that has been the most position gained in a race ever here for GRL or for the GR86s. And well, history's got to, well, say as if that's been done before, but what a drive from Dan Mould here, really, James.
Yes, Jez, there is, but the problem is obviously by the time you've taken that 1.5 to 2 minute tow, you're already a few laps down before you get your fast repair. So most people will just call it a day on that one, mate. If they can't get the car back to the pits, of course, there's no point trying to keep going. They will just say, thanks very much, adios. And I hope you enjoyed the racing kind of thing. So it's a bit of a tough one. But overall, with a minute 24 on the clock, and Mark Brown coming round through what is technically Britain's on that run up and down into Hilltop, it's a tough one for them to stick it out. It's weighing out the pros and cons, I think, Jez, to be honest, and sometimes the pros don't always win. So, Daniel Wareham, Kieran Gannon. Gannon on the right-hand side, Wareham on the left. This is your battle for second and third. Gannon's going to try and take his line and get a lot better run if he can, coming out of here, round into Knickerbrook now, as they go up through Clay Hill. Let's see how this one pans out. What do we reckon, Dan? Who's going to take the second place? As we seem to have lost Daan Pepels there, all of a sudden. So, no, unfortunately, Dan doesn't seem to be with us at the moment. Hopefully not having technical issues himself. And Eric Ronneberg with Daniel Lewis further down the order, currently in 16th and 15th place. White flag lap for this man, Mark Brown. So Mark's going to come across the line in first bar any major mistakes, but it is going to be in second place here for Kieran Gannon and Daniel Wareham. How is this one going to pan out as we go into the last few minutes, last few corners of this race here? Do we have Dan back in the booth?
I hope so. Is it working again?
Yes.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
okay, there we go. Yeah, I don't think I think my mic's been, well, it's been playing up the last few days, let's put it like that. But we're back, and it's still Brown on the lead. Gannon in third, and fifth Morris. Mulder's got past, an incredible drive from him once again. Like I said, up 20 positions from where he was, but Gannon, also an incredible drive for him. Don't think he's going to be able to get past Wareham. He's just been able to hold him off for well, since this fight has been going on, really. And Brown at the front, well, since the start, really, hasn't it been under any attack, really?
No. Once Mark Brown broke away, it was just about trying to keep this car on track. And I think Brown is going to come through as your winner, bar any major mistakes. I think Gannon is going to be third, Wareham second. Again, bar any incidents or accidents. So let's hope that these boys don't have any issues here. I think Kieran Gannon's backed away now. We see Mark Brown coming around the final deer leap, and then he's going to be on that start-finish run. Here he comes. Mark Brown is going to be your winner here this evening in race 2. Daniel Wareham will come across the line in second place. And then Kieran Gannon in third. Dan Mould in fourth, up 20 positions. Absolutely stellar job. So, stunning race from Dan Mould. And then McCain, Brown, Barnes, Morris, Garrity. Where's Deck Graver? Graver is, here he is now, coming across the line in 11th. Jamie Dengle up to 12th position, mind you. Up 11 places is Mr. Dengle. So here he comes. You'll get to see him coming across the line very, very shortly. He's going to be up round the corner. There he is. Jamie Dengle.
You have to ask yourself, what it could have been, did he not spin?
Yes. Well, it's like anything, really. If you didn't spin, you wouldn't have been that far down. But so, yeah.
Well, he's not far down. He still made his way up into P12, even with his spin. So, yeah, not bad, I think.
Alan Milam coming across the line there. Alexander Longo as well, completed race 2 in 14th place. Daniel Lewis and Eric Ronneberg are going to be coming neck and neck currently at this moment in time, and I can tell you that one just about now as they're coming down into the final corner. Here is Daniel Lewis, there is Eric Ronneberg. Let's jump on board with the JPB chopper as we follow these guys across the line. Looks like Daniel Lewis has got it though, mind you. There's the line there, and it is Lewis and Ronneberg. So here are your results for race 2. And it is Mark Brown in first, Daniel Wareham second, Kieran Gannon third, Dan Mould fourth, Jack Johns fifth, Alan McCain sixth, John Brown seventh, Chris Barnes eighth, Jason Morris ninth, Fraser Garrity in 10th place, Dec Craver in 11th, Jamie Dengle in 12th, Callum Milam 13th, Alexander Longo 14th, Daniel Lewis 15th, Eric Roddenberg 16th, and then we go into the non-finishers. Craig Waters down 17th, Jono Johnson in 18th. Arthur Ferdle, Dave Smith, Stuart Gibbons, VJ Rayner, Alan Brown, Ryan Dudley and Richard Flutie beyond that as well. So an unbelievable race here this evening. I hope you have all enjoyed yourself, and thank you again for joining us. Yeah, I outbroke myself and spun, locked up somehow, but I'll take that. Yeah, of course you should, Jamie. Take it. You got, you were in 12th place there. Absolutely stellar job. And we have got the winner from race 2, Mark Brown, in the waiting room for us. And we can have a chat with Mark very, very shortly. So here he comes. Mark Brown will be in to the booth. And hey presto, there he is. Mr. Brown, there, your winner in race 2. The man who went on a Sunday drive, didn't look back, and has taken the win. Welcome in, Mark. How are you, sir?
Not too bad, not too bad. Yes, it was definitely a Sunday drive, I'll admit that.
Yeah, but some people were on a Sunday drive anyway, mate, and they still managed to spin the car. The car's still quite tricky, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a bit slippy in places now, but oh no, I enjoy that. I'll take that for a win, all right. First race wasn't too good now. I sort of made up for it, I suppose, at the end of it.
Well, you finished in first place. Of course you made up for it. Absolutely stunning race there, mate. You know what I mean? Incredible victory. I wouldn't ask you how difficult was it, but we kind of saw that from the fact that you didn't really have much to sort of, fight for, really, did you?
No. Once the scene had that sort of gap between me and Daniel, I sort of didn't have to push, so I didn't, really try. Just knew if keep a clean race, keep that gap, it should be all right. I was just keeping an eye on them, like just in case Dan or Arthur come through, and the relatives are thinking that's when I'm going to have to push, but never seen them pop up. So it goes, yeah, I think I might do this.
Yeah, Arthur had an incident. Dan tried. He come up through 20 positions, mind you, did Dan Mould. So, stunning race overall. But well done, Mark, there. Anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go this evening?
No, just yourselves. Hey, it's good to have the stream and be fit to watch it back. And Dan and John, hey, for the good event and all. So keep up the good work and bring on the next race.
Yeah, definitely for that one. That is in 2 weeks' time, Mark.
Yeah, actually, I mightn't even be here in 2 weeks' time. I think I might be in Spain.
No,
I'll have to look at the dates.
Nürburgring
I don't think I'll
Grand
be
Prix.
here. Actually, I might be here on the Friday. I go out on the Monday, I think.
Oh, okay, mate. Well, I'm going
We'll
to
see.
Let's see how we get on. But Mark, thank you so much.
I might have to send her out on her own. I'll take a later plane, maybe.
Oh, yeah. Good luck getting that holiday, Mark. If you do that, buddy, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to work somehow.
No, me neither, bud. But you have a good one, mate, and we'll look forward to hopefully seeing you in 2 weeks' time. If not, have a good holiday in Spain.
Thank you very much, hey, and see you again soon.
Take care. Right, let's bring in second place man Kieran Gannon into the booth as well. We're still having a conversation with Dan Mould there. Kieran, welcome in. How are you, bud?
Not too bad. First time on here.
Yeah, welcome in. Thanks so much for jumping in with us as well. You had a nice little tidy battle with Daniel Wareham there. Moved yourself up 6 places.
I was trying to be careful, teammate. We don't want to kill each other. And Dan Mould was kind of coming up the rear, so I said I backed off. Then towards the end, I said I'm not going to push because Dan Mould would have stolen both our places. I think.
Do you think though secretly you would have got Daniel?
I think so.
Controversy on the JPB SRL YouTube channel.
Yeah.
No, mate.
Look, I'm happy. Podium happy. So.
Yeah, definitely, and it gives you a nice little chunk of points to help in the standards as well. So overall, it's not a bad evening. You go into 2 weeks' time at the where did I just say it was? Nürburgring in 2 weeks' time, there, bud. Are we going to see you there?
Yeah. Yep, definitely. I'm good on the Nordschleife, but the Nürburgring, it's not too bad. not too hard of a track, so. But although, we'll see how it goes.
Okay, Kieran. Well, thanks so much for joining us there, bud.
Yeah,
Anyone
no
you want to
problem,
give a
buddy.
shout out to before we let you go this evening?
Just everybody in SRL for hosting this great league, and that's about it.
Awesome stuff. Well, thanks, mate. And we'll look forward to speaking to you soon.
Cheers, buddy.
Take
See you
care,
in a bit.
mate. Bye. And let's bring Dan Mould into the booth. The man that was up 20 positions. I think it's been the highest gainer of the season. Didn't make race one. Started at the back and moved himself up 20 positions. Dan, welcome in, sir. How are you?
I'm all right now. I was a little bit cheesed off at the start. It literally crashed on me on the grid.
Oh, sad times.
Yeah, it was literally I couldn't even start iRacing because it was still, the sound was still playing in the background, so that it was a complete system restart. It was too late. So, and then I was just sitting there watching the racing. I was like, oh, this is mint, and I thought, hang on a minute, I can put some laps in here and get another place up the grid. So I got out there, and I think I got up above Barnsley, and then in the second race it was just a case of a squeaky bum time, and then just see if I can pick out some opportunities. But there was a few instances where literally, if it would have been a meter back or forth, I would have been out. So yeah, luck was on my side, race 2.
Well, you managed to survive there, bud, as well as to say the highest gainer of the evening. Now, tell us, we're going into season 6 of the TCRs. Tell us about it here. What everybody needs to be able to do.
So the TCR season has taken a little bit of a change regarding the start time. We're bringing it forward 50 minutes to try and get a few more involved. And we have selected another cracking calendar. I'm just the same, just trying to get some more people involved with the difference in time, and a few have signed up already, which is good. We've got the open race next Friday at, I think it's Oulton Park, actually. I'm just having a quick look now.
I believe it is.
Yeah, I think it's Oulton Park. No chicanes, fast flowing track. That's the free race. Anybody can enter. Just need to join the Discord. Then we've got the media race at Brands Hatch, and then we kick off at Hockenheim GP. So yeah, it should be another cracking league in the TCRs. TCRs seem to have taken a bit of a nosedive in what people want to do with the Clios coming into play, but I still believe the TCRs are the best cars for door-to-door racing. As we've seen in the league that me and you do on the Monday, you can't door bang a Clio because it just catapults into the sky if you do so. I still believe the TCRs are the best cars on the sim for that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it again. So yeah, we get some more involved.
Yeah, awesome stuff there, Dan. Well, thanks so much for joining us, bud. Anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
The usual suspects, yourself, Dan, and the guys who take part in the league, and anybody else who's watching and supports SRL and the community. Really appreciate it.
Awesome stuff there, mate. Well, thanks so much for joining us, and we'll look forward to maybe having a chat with you on Monday.
Yes, thank you very much.
Take care. All right, there we go, Dan, as well. That was all the interviewees, plus Dan Mould jumping into the booth there as well. Sum it up for us, Dan, in one sentence.
In one sentence, that's difficult to do this evening, but I'm going to go with great pack racing. It's really what describes this evening the best.
I agree. Right, guys, there we go. That brings us to the end of the broadcast. Thank you so much for everybody that's joined us. These as well. Jez, thank you so much for coming in. Toxic Munchin, VJ, who else have I missed? Stuart Pearson, Mark Brown there as well. So thank you so much for joining us this evening. Don't forget, if you are watching live, subscribe, turn on the bells, and give the video a big old thumbs up. And if you are watching on recorded, please do the same thing on the SRL YouTube channel and the JPB YouTube channel. That would be amazing. But for myself and Daan Pepels, take care. Have a great week. And you never know, we might see you on the track sometime. Good night.